Hello everyone, my name is Jesse and welcome back to another Bakugan review. Today we're going to be reviewing the Explosix gear for Lumino Dragonoid. So this is kind of the upgrade of Jet Core you see on Helix Dragonoid. This is kind of like the step up, and it's Lumino's battle gear for the show. And so I recently got it in the mail and I want to do a huge review on it. So without further ado, let's begin. For today's episode, we're going to be using Clear River, which is just a silver gate card, good for Aquas and a little bit of Ventus and Pyrus as well. But we'll be using this card to open up the battle gear. So this is the Explosix gear. As you can see, it's pretty compact. It's very similar to Jet Core. We'll make some comparisons here in just a minute, but doing like a kind of spin around on it just to show it off. As you can see, this is the gold version. I'll get into the numbers and all what that means here in a little bit. Lots of pins, like lots of small silver pins everywhere. It does kind of like wobble back and forth just a bit, but yeah, tons and tons and tons of little pins. So we're gonna pop it open just on the card to take a look at it, and then we'll get Lumino in the picture and put it on him to show what he looks like complete. So let's go ahead and pop it open. Alright, and it's much longer than you think it is at first. You know, much larger than what it is, like all compact up like that. And there's a full spin. Love the yellow on the front. Love the little green accents right here. So in the show, I think the canon kind of battle gear has always been silver for Drago, at least for Gundalian invaders. But this is the gold version, as you can see here, 200 Gs. So if you're curious about the G differences, so there's all different variations depending, number one, where you get them, America or Japan. And then based on this color here, the silver, gold, or copper, that can also vary. So mine is the Japanese version, and it is 200 Gs, which is the highest you can get. And so for reference, I have the wiki pulled up, and the wiki here says that the gold version in America has 150 Gs, the silver version has 140, and the copper version has 130 Gs. The Japanese gold version can have 180, 190, or 200. So I got pretty lucky here and got the 200 G variant, which is fantastic for me. I just kind of like to flex that. But what's really cool about this is I got an amazing deal on it. So if you go online and like look on eBay or other selling sites, people are trying to sell the Explosix gear for like $60 or more, depending on if it's in package, which in my personal opinion is just too much for a battle gear. I feel like the Bakugan itself is the main feature, not the battle gear. So when you see Lumino Dragonoid being sold for less than the battle gear that's supposed to come, like that is like his main thing in the show, I think that's a bit weird. I managed to get this for, I think it was like $10, $11 with some tax and shipping. It came out to $20 just to ship it across seas. So I mean, $20, you can't beat that. That's an amazing and incredible deal. So, you know, if you're ever looking for a good deal, keep looking. Eventually you'll find it. So let's go ahead and pop the Explosix gear onto Lumino Dragonoid. My lovely, somewhat restored Lumino Dragonoid. If you have not seen the video of me restoring this, I'll put a little icon up in the top right corner so you can go watch that video. I think you'll enjoy it just to see the restoration process of how brutally and destroyed this little dude was before I came in and painted him and tried to clean him up. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and pop the Explosix gear on him, and I will admit it does make him look a ton better. So here we go. As you can see, Lumino is looking quite intimidating now. Pretty nice, and I will put it back on him so you can see it pop open here in a second. I just want to get a good spin. Yeah, so that's Lumino. It looks pretty sick like that, doesn't he? I think the battle gear really accents him. So this battle gear, for some reason, to me, is very complicated to close. I'm not 100% sure where you start, but I started by doing the bottom, and doing this always seems to want to make something else pop out eventually, no matter what you do. So everything kind of just collapses in on itself, but trying to close it just always leads to one thing popping open or another, so you have to just hold it all together. And even this piece will cause something to click. But once you've pressed it all together, it doesn't do that. But if you try and close one thing at a time, you're going to be sitting there forever trying to figure it out. So let's go ahead and put it on him and watch it pop open. There we go. And, ooh, one piece got stuck on the back of him. There we go. But yeah, super sick here. And I am going to bring Jet Core out just so we can compare it a little bit, because I think it's, you know, the upgrade to Jet Core. Alright, so here is Jet Core and Explosix, the Explosix gear together. As you can see, you know, they're pretty different, but also kind of similar. They still have this same, like, wing pattern right here. And then, I don't know, the same, like, idea of, like, flying. You have these wings, but other than that, things start to get a little different here. Obviously there's holes on top of this and nothing up on top of here. This is more jet, like, streamlined, and then this is much more, you know, smaller and compact, which I think is good. But yeah, they fit the two Bakugan rather well. You know, just looking at them together like this. You can really see the differences in Helix and Lumino with their battle gear, I think. Just seeing and looking at them like this now, making those comparisons. There's definitely a bunch of differences, which I'm pretty grateful for, because without their battle gear, I kind of feel like Helix and Lumino look very similar. And thankfully their battle gear does look different, so that's a good thing. But yeah, just seeing them, let's see if I can close them again to get another comparison. But they all kind of close very similar, at least in terms of the wings. Alright, and here are the two together just to make a comparison. As you can see, we lose the DNA codes on these. I'm not sure if that's when the website went down, if this was released after, not 100% sure on that. But this does not have that code. Maybe it's a Japanese thing and this is just America. I don't actually 100% know. I kind of think it makes me think that the Japanese versions just never had the DNA codes, because I'm pretty sure all of my Gundalian invaders, except for my Helix Dragonoid, they don't have a DNA code. But as you can see here, these are both the gold versions, so they have some, you know, structural similarities in terms of how they're shaped, but other than that, you know, not too much. Not too many similarities here, which is nice. You know, it's good to have differentiations, especially in battle gear, so it doesn't feel like you're getting the same thing, because honestly, these two feel like the same thing until you put on their battle gears. So go ahead and pop these back on. And there we go. Cool. But yeah, I definitely think that when it comes to the Gundalian Invaders Bakugan, they feel and look a little lackluster until you get their battle gear. And being someone who's not really a fan of battle gear, being able to like see this now and like really have it in my hands and talk about it, I do recommend buying the battle gear if you plan to collect these guys, just because they look and feel so much better once you have that battle gear on. It makes a huge difference and really accents the Bakugan and gives it more like value, like more show accurateness, and it overall just, it feels better, I think. I can't really describe it. So guys, that was the Explosix battle gear review. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like, drop a comment, and of course, subscribe for more awesome content. My name is Jesse, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.